Once upon a gray winter morning in Providence, a young woman named Emily Carter stepped into Judge Caprio's courtroom with the slow, careful steps of someone carrying an invisible burden. She looked far too young to have eyes that tired, too fragile to stand alone, and too silent for someone who had lived through more than most people twice her age. Her coat was torn at the sleeve, her hair tied back in a rushed knot, and her hands shook, not from the cold outside, but from the storm inside her. Judge Caprio glanced up as she approached the podium. He noticed the trembling before she even spoke. "Miss Carter," he said softly, "you're here for multiple street violation tickets, but something tells me there's a bigger story behind this." Emily swallowed hard, searching for her voice. When she finally spoke, it was barely louder than a whisper. "I'm sorry for taking your time, Your Honor. I'm trying my best, but everything keeps falling apart." Caprio nodded gently. "Tell me what happened." Emily looked down at her hands, twisting her fingers like she was trying to hold the pieces of her life together. "I was taking my brother to the hospital almost every day. He's only 9. His name is Noah." A small gasp traveled through the room, just a quiet, involuntary sound of empathy. Emily continued, her voice breaking in small, painful waves. "I was diagnosed with heart failure last year. Mom works double shifts, Dad left, so it's just me and Mom taking care of him. And most days I drove too fast or parked where I shouldn't because I wasn't thinking about the law. I was thinking about whether my brother would still be alive when I reached the hospital." Her words trembled and tears began streaming down her cheeks, not loud or dramatic, but just the silent kind that fall when a person is too exhausted to hold them back. "I didn't have anyone to help. And now I'm drowning in fines I can't pay. I'm working nights at a diner, barely sleeping, trying to keep Noah alive and keep food on the table. I know I broke the rules, but I didn't know what else to do." The courtroom was frozen. No shuffling, no murmurs, no movement. Even the air felt still. Judge Caprio's eyes softened. He leaned back in his chair, letting her words settle. "Now, what about your brother now?" he asked finally. Emily wiped her eyes. "He's waiting for a transplant. They said he needs it soon, or—" Her sentence stopped, as if finishing it would make it true. Caprio took a slow breath, the kind of breath that carried the weight of empathy he had learned through decades of listening to people at their lowest. "Emily," he said gently, "you're not a criminal. You're a sister fighting for the one person who depends on you. You acted out of love, not neglect." Emily pressed her lips together, trying and failing to stop another tear. I don't want to lose him," she whispered. "He's all I have." Caprio looked down at the stack of fines, speeding, illegal parking, late fees, penalties piling like walls she could never climb. Then he looked back at her, seeing not the violations, but the fight in her eyes. "You shouldn't have to choose between saving your brother and following parking rules," he said softly. "Life hasn't given you a fair hand. And today, I'm going to give you something life hasn't given you in a long time." Emily lifted her eyes slowly. "Hope," Caprio said. "I'm dismissing every single fine." The room went silent again, this time not from shock, but from gratitude so heavy it filled the air. Emily covered her mouth with both hands, tears falling with relief so raw the courtroom felt it with her. "Are you serious?" she whispered. Caprio nodded. "Completely." Emily broke down, her knees shaking, her voice catching with overwhelming emotion. "Thank you! Thank you! I don't know how to—" Caprio gently raised a hand. "Take care of Noah. That's all the thanks I need." She nodded, unable to speak, her shoulders shaking as she cried, not from pain this time, but from the feeling of someone finally standing beside her instead of against her. As she walked out of the courtroom, people watched her go with softened eyes and softened hearts. For a moment, everyone remembered that behind every mistake is a story. Behind every violation is a life. And behind every person is a struggle the world rarely sees. And Judge Caprio, watching Emily disappear through the doors, whispered to himself, "Sometimes mercy saves more than justice ever could."